Okay, so setting up a feed every night involves this. Okay. This is the feed rig setup. There are 2 bags in here, and it works with the Kangaroo Joey pump, which I'll show you in a minute. So I use one of these every day. You don't reuse them. They just get thrown away at the end, which is kind of unfortunate because it means a lot of plastic waste that can't get recycled. But it'd be really cool if they could figure out a way for us to recycle that stuff. So, it's the 2 bags. This one is where the formula goes. And this one is where the water goes. This is a very flattering angle. So, pull up the water bag first, because if this one leaks, it's the least mess of the 2 bags. So, fill it up to the top. I'll show you the sink easily. But you fill it up with water from the tap, and then you take the cap, push it down on it, press in the middle like that, where it says press here, and then you lock it like that. So that's bag 1. Now, today I wasn't able to eat as much as I would have liked. So what that means is I'm going to be getting the full 4 cans of formula. Normally, with how my gastroparesis normally is, I never require more than 4 cans. If for some reason I'm not keeping in or down water and food at all, then I get 5 things. I drop these cans a lot. So this is the formula. It's high protein, low fiber, yummy, smells horrible. Formula smells disgusting. When I first got my tube, the setup that it had was very leaky, and I often woke up in a puddle of formula in my bed, which also meant that I spent most of my time smelling like formula. Very glad I have my new tube set up. I don't have to smell like formula all the time anymore. So with these, ladies, we know these are killer on our nails. So my mom discovered a little trick. You can use one of the cans to do that, and then it's really easy to pop it. Or you can also use a spoon. Sometimes my fingers get split and I'll use a spoon. So, and then those you just pour in like you did the water with the other bag. Two. I know you can't see what I'm doing there. I forgot to pop it on my hands. There we go. 3. And the last one. And then, just like the water one, but you want to be extra careful not to spill this, because like I said, it's disgusting. And then you push it down again. And then you lock it. Like that. Okay. Here in a minute, I will show you how it hooks up to the rig. Okay, this IV pole looks like an IV pole. This one is one that I can, unlike the ones that you see in the hospital, I can condense this down kind of like a tripod for a camera, which makes it a lot easier to travel with. Yes, I have had to travel with this several times. Packing this whole setup, the formula, the rigs, the syringes, the special stuff I need for meds, requires a lot. That doesn't count any of my other health stuff like my ventilator and whatnot. So traveling for anything is quite the chore. So far we've only done it for medical appointments going down to Stanford when we've had to stay overnight for one reason or another. So this is what goes with us. This pump screws onto the pole right here. And so it's pretty easy. This top flips open. I'll show you what it looks like. If I tilt the whole pole. That's what the inside of that looks like. And I usually try to put the feed bag on this side, but that is only so that I can easily see how much formula is in it when I have to start or stop it or whatever when I'm in bed tonight. I do these feeds over the course of the night, and in theory, the 4 cans is only supposed to take 12 hours. 12 hours doesn't include the flush that it runs every 2 hours. That's what this water is for. Every 2 hours, it'll stop putting this in, and it'll start putting this through the line so it doesn't clog. Formula can clog tubes really easy. Tubes just in general clog really easy. So a lot of water gets used and flushes both in the bag when I do meds and all of that. A lot of water. Before getting my tube, dehydration was a big issue. Now, not so much. I'm getting a lot of water during the day and at night. So, this really has only one way that can fit in. I know that's not really easy to see, and it's kind of hard to show you, but this part goes farthest that way, and it kind of squeezes and threads through. That's the only way this tube goes in here. You can't mess it up, and it has a little diagram. So you slide that in, that front part, that first slot. Then there's you can kind of see it, this black drum thingy here. That's what rotates around and creates the pump. And this is stretchy, so it stretches around that. And then there's another slot over here that only fits this. Again, you can't put it in there the wrong way, unless you really, really tried. And then again, it would work so. And that slides in like that. Close it. Good. And then, next. And this is really cute when you turn it on. There's going to be a little mama and baby kangaroo that'll hop across the screen. I don't think you can quite see it. Okay. So we're going to hit keep settings. Keep settings. And then I can't just hook this up to my tube and let it go like this. If I were to do that, all the air in this tube would get pumped inside to my jejunal spot. So you have to prime the pump. So they come with these little caps. Sometimes they're easy to get off, sometimes they're not. You gotta be careful not to twist this, because like that, it will come apart. And also if you don't have it tight in there, tight enough, it can leak. So you wanna make sure that there's a little slot thing here for these to put your thing in so it doesn't drip. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. It's usually not that big of a deal. I usually just kind of drape it over here because I have name teeth on this. So then you hit prime pump, and it has options for you to hold and prime either the flush or the feed. I'm not going to do either of those. I'm going to hit auto prime, and you can start to hear it and you'll be able to start to see it as soon as it gets the line going there. So you can hear it going, and you can see the water going first, And then the formula. There you go. The formula is coming down the line. See, can't really see it very well, but that little dot thing there is a bottle of water. And there's the formula. And then I just hang this over the sink or a trash can or whatever. Because I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Yeah, you can't really see it, but there's a little dot that comes out the end to let you know it's finished. If for some reason, and it happens on occasion, it doesn't prime the whole thing, then you can use one of those hold down ones. And then you hit done. And that's when I can hook this up to my J section of my AMT button. So, this. Okay, this is the most magical little invention ever. Before my fellow tubies told me about these, they're called AMT clamps. And it seems like just a silly, stupid little thing. But over the course of the night, like I was saying before, it is fairly easy for these to come apart. And when that happens, the pump doesn't pick up that this isn't plugged into this anymore. So it will just continue to pump that formula until I catch it either turn off the pump or plug this back in. And that was a much bigger deal with my old tube setup. That was a pretty frequent problem. These new AMT ones, not as much, but it's still something to run the risk of. So happens, the Christmas tree adapter is what they call that, at least on the medical stuff. And then it plugs into this Y port jejunal extension for the AMT. So you plug it in like that, and then this holds these two pieces together. Now these are a little funky the way they're designed, and you would think that the AMT clamp and the AMT extension set would fit pretty perfectly with these two. Not exactly. Not as the literature will show you. If you try to do it the way they instruct you to do it, you're really running the risk of snapping one of these. So the thing that I have taken to doing is you take that part always goes here. You see there's that flat section right there. So that's what you're going to slide that top part onto. And take that little silicone thing, and there's a little, since I can show it to you there, there's a little slidey, notchy thingy. You stretch that around, and there we go. So that's now stuck on the top. Now for the bottom. Now the instructions tell you to put this all the way below this here. Now you can do that. It takes a lot of work to do. It takes a lot of stretching. But it puts a lot of strain on the clamp, and it kind of tilts it forward a little bit, which is a little weird. So I found that it's a little easier and safer on your clamp if I do this instead. So go ahead and put it down where it's going to go around. And you pull it, see if we can get a good angle here. Okay, you pull it down. So I always have the cap stick out here so it's not getting stuck on anything. And you got to be below that beginning of the Y port, and then stretch it down. Now, the instructions have you stretching it down to here. I instead turn it around and I loop this through this, I believe it's med port thing here. That's the other part of the Y extension. So take this thingy and thread it through like that. And then pull it around. Ta-da! And that is your AMT clamp. Now that isn't just for AMT extensions. It's designed to work with all Christmas tree adapter setups. It's also so I was able to use it with both my 2 previous tube setups. So it's pretty universal. The other ones were not AMT. There were a couple other different brands. But it still worked. Saves a lot of laundry between changing me and bedding. Time, energy, and sanity. So, there's that. Then I hook up, like I've shown in the past, this hooks up to the J port of this, which is right there. And that actually glows in the dark to make it easier for people to hook up and unhook in the dark during night. But I don't really use it for that. I just keep mine attached during my whole feeding time. If I need to go to the bathroom or whatever, technically this has a battery and I can bring it wherever I'm going, but it's much easier if I just unplug for a few minutes. And when I unplug, I just leave this with the AMT clamp still attached. And then when I'm back, I just plug it back in and hook up that bottom part again. So that is how I set up my feeds.